We're looking at one of the absolute cradle civilizations of human history, a multi-millennial fortress guarding ancient Silk Road nodes and surviving empires that have long since turned to dust. Its architectural legacy is staggering in its endurance. Vast stone columns and courtyards that have withstood centuries of active conflict, shifting borders, and global sieges. Yet stepping into this environment today requires navigating a highly fragmented public security grid. This is a landscape dictated by heavy barricades, biometric military checkpoints, and strict territorial lines. This creates a severe operational trade-off. You gain access to unparalleled cultural depth and high-yield professional contracts, but only by entirely sacrificing modern logistical convenience. We are bypassing the sensationalized geopolitical broadcasts. Our focus is strictly on the raw, on-the-ground logistical data required to operate here. You have to weigh the absolute reality. Is an assignment here a highly viable strategic move for a specialized career, or an inescapable logistical trap? Syria is highly segmented. It immediately punishes the unprepared individual, while deeply rewarding the institutionally backed professional. Entering this territory requires absolute logistical precision. Independent, walk-in tourism does not exist here. The state maintains a rigid, impenetrable border control network. As this flowchart shows, the only entry vector is the legal authorization track. Visas are never issued on demand. They must be preceded by formal security clearances, processed exclusively through licensed local operators or government-vetted entities. This mandate applies to almost all non-Arab foreign passports. If you hold a passport from the US, Canada, the UK, or the European Union, advance clearance is an absolute requirement. At physical land crossings, such as the Lebanon-Syria border, security desks execute rigid biometric verifications. Your passport must carry at least 6 months of absolute validity from the moment you arrive. Once inside, public security operates on a strictly geographical layout. Active military friction and no-go zones remain heavily present across the northern and eastern border provinces. Conversely, the government-controlled southern and coastal corridors, encompassing central Damascus, Latakia, and Tartus, are locked down by a tight framework of local public order and heavy internal policing. For foreign technical and media professionals, movement is severely restricted. You operate exclusively alongside licensed local escorts, utilizing pre-mapped transport tracks and adhering to localized curfews. Surrendering this autonomy grants you proximity to architectural impossibilities. Defensive walls 8 meters thick that successfully repelled medieval crusader sieges. You are guaranteed legal entry and security only by yielding complete independent movement to state-mandated corridors. If you clear the border, you immediately face the most severe logistical hurdle, the total absence of a digital financial grid. International credit cards, global digital wallets, and Western ATMs are completely non-functional. Extensive international sanctions mean every single transaction inside the territory runs strictly on physical paper cash. The domestic economy tracks to the Syrian pound, a currency experiencing massive ongoing inflation patterns that shift the pricing indices on a daily basis. This comparison table maps the massive hard currency arbitrage.
Holders of physical US dollars or euros who exchange via authorized local channels capture immense purchasing power across the domestic grid. To map the local purchasing index, 2 to 5 US dollars secures a massive traditional Levantine banquet or fresh cafe spreads inside stable capital sectors. Housing scales rapidly based on security. Basic, functional flats range from 200 to 400 USD a month. Modernized, heavily secured, fully serviced apartments inside central Damascus diplomatic compounds run between $600 and $1,200 monthly. The hidden operational cost is physical risk. You are required to transport, secure, and account for months' worth of physical cash at all times, with zero institutional banking backup. You accept a total erasure of digital safety nets in exchange for highly leveraged economic power on the ground. For incoming foreign job seekers, the local domestic labor market offers absolute zero utility. Baseline domestic wages remain heavily compressed by monetary depreciation. The singular, viable earning strategy relies entirely on specialized consulting, driven dynamically by international humanitarian logistics and UN development frameworks. Registered emergency coordinators, structural restoration geologists, and cultural preservation specialists command premium packages. These roles routinely net between $3,500 and $7,500 monthly. These contracts are highly insulated. They are structured and paid out through international parent entities, effectively shielding the worker from local economic collapse. Operating inside the secured coastal and southern corridors reveals a deeply resilient local environment. Life here is highly traditional and community-driven. It centers around deep family networks, slow evening tea gatherings, and heavy commercial endurance within historic marketplaces. The climate dictates your operational efficiency. Summers routinely push past 40 degrees Celsius. The absolute prime windows to live, travel, or film safely are the mild, clear months of April to May and September to October. This environment fiercely protects and rewards the elite, institutionally backed professional. It offers absolutely nothing to the unvetted job seeker. Operating in Syria is an extreme exercise in meticulous logistical planning and absolute financial self-reliance. This scorecard evaluates exactly who belongs here by segmenting incoming personnel into 3 distinct profiles. The casual expat or digital nomad fails immediately. A reliance on remote banking, digital infrastructure, and spontaneous travel guarantees mission failure in this territory. The niche historic traveler faces a massive yield warning. Success is only possible by accepting heavy bureaucratic friction, strictly mandated escorts, and total cash-only constraints. The reward for enduring that input is standing completely alone amidst structures marking 11,000 years of human settlement. The highly viable candidate is the vetted NGO or development professional. Here, the intense friction is offset by premium hard currency compensation and robust institutional backing. It means testing your professional baseline directly inside the oldest continuously inhabited capital on the planet. Do you have the institutional backing to operate in this historic crucible? Let us know in the comments below. Next stop, Taiwan, navigating the hyper-advanced semiconductor fortresses and strategic island fault lines of East Asia. Subscribe to stay real.